Hello, guys. Imagine waking up in Europe around 20,000 years ago. Outside, the valley is covered with snow. The herds of reindeer move across the landscape. No cities, no rules, no phones, not to mention. Your home may be just a cave or a shelter, temporary shelter, so to speak. Everything you need to made into found into carried by your own community. Welcome to the daily life in Stone Age Europe. The day begins in a shelter near a small fire. People sit, people sleep, people sit, people talk in the animal skins. And people also wear thick clothing made from fur. Okay? As soon as they wake up, they have work to do. Someone must collect food. Someone must get some fuel. And others need to repair something. Children need to always stay close to the adults because they need to learn since they were born. In this world, daily life is not organized like a school schedule. It is organized around survival. One of the most important thing is fire. As we all know, fire is extremely important at that time. It provides warmth in the winter. It light during a dark shelter, and it heat so people can make some food and cook some food. And it also discourage animals from approaching the camps so people can escape dangers. But fire requires constant care. Well, there must be someone stays around fire all the time for all day long because they need to keep the wood dry. As we all know, when the wood gone wet, the fire will be put off. So fire goes out during a cold night. The result is very serious. So fire basically not only make people feel comfortable, it is not some decorations. It is a technology, essential technology. While Stone Age Europeans did not live permanently in caves, not like someone may assume, some of them live in caves, but they also need to make some shelters because they need to carry out their shelters wisdom when they travel. You cannot just cave a stone with you when traveling around, right? So you need to build a wooden shelter. Also, people may mainly follow like migrating animals, their food. They need to search for water and plants, as well know hunting and gathering. And they need to return to places like they can get food previously. For hunting large animals need a lot of planning and most importantly cooperation. You cannot just rely on yourself. You cannot be a superhero by yourself. You need a team. You need to be a team player. Why is that? Because hunters need to cooperate. They can push their animals, their prey, into a small corner, or they can surround their animals to prevent them from escaping, right? And they also need to learn a lot of things because hunting is extremely difficult at that time. Well, you need to learn footprints, animal behaviors, wind direction, shape of the land, territory, so to speak. Well, some people may follow the herd for a long time, maybe 1 day or two. It's super tiring. And also, people need weapons, right? People usually need wooden spears, and they need points made from stones, boom, antler. Patience is extremely important. It's as important as teamwork. Well, the reindeer could run faster, and the reindeer may know the territories very well. So humans need to wait for the good timing to catch up them. Well, next part is stone tools. Well, stone tools is not simply ordinary rocks. There are some skilled tool makers back then, back to the Stone Age European era. So they need to select suitable stone and they need to strike the stones into controllable angles. It strikes, remove the flake or gradually creep the sharp edge. Different tools serve as different purposes. A scraper may prepare food, may prepare the animal for hides. A blade may cut food or wood. A pointed tool may be attached to a spear. Well, producing these subjects, these animals, these intricate subjects, fine subjects, need a lot of planning, a lot of skills. Also, toolmaker may be an engineer to some extent. Maybe they need to be more sophisticated and more well trained than engineer, and they may use their experience. But the objects they make are just not that impressive from today's people's view, but they're extremely important, which is some rocks, which is some weapons. Well, clothing is very important. In a cold climate of Ice Age Europe, people needed more than loose piece of fur around their shoulders. They need to prepare animal hides, cut them into shapes, and join them using bone needles and animal sinew. So they need to make the clothes fit their bodies, right? Because it's super cold. You cannot just wear a loose scrap of fur. That's not work. That's not workable. Well, clothing would be repaired, worn in layers. Hides were also used to be blankets, bags, and shelter coverings. So it shows that prehistorical communities possess sophisticated skills because they can already made clothes that fit into their bodies. Well, at night, the community gathered around fire. This is definitely the happiest time in the day, in their tiring day. This is a time for eating, planning, teaching, storytelling. So people can discuss animals. They can discuss where the herds, the group of deers may migrate, and they may discuss how many personnel they sacrificed today. And some older members may possess some knowledge of children, teenagers. They may talk some important stories to these teenagers, to children, and possess important skills, important knowledge, important stories, legend stories to their kids, to these young children. Well, back then there were really writing records, so people just pass down their memories. Memories are extremely important because it's basically how a group spirit got descended and got kept.